In Australia, we love to party. And we love a drink or two. Or 20.
He was king hit in an unprovoked attack just before 10 and died of his injuries.
When two young men died in Sydney's famous King's Cross party strip.
It was a random, unprovoked, mindless attack.
Their deaths sparked pity and outrage across our big drinking country, and controversial new laws restricting alcohol sales in King's Cross.
Alcohol-related violence and antisocial behaviour is not welcome on our streets.
You're going to kick us out at 1:30, it's going to be all of us around here, and they're just going to be doing the same thing they're going to do.
Just over a week ago, 10 cameras filmed the Saturday night King's Cross Carnival in all its glory and grimness. Partygoers,
the lockout is bullshit.
Bar and club owners,
99.9% of us didn't hit anyone, but we're all getting punished.
People want to be entertained. They come to this area.
Drink!
and those who mop up after the party.
I'm staggered at the degree of some of the blood alcohols.
You know, I think our drinking culture's ingrained.
This is the story of one big night in Australia's long love affair with booze. Will restricting late-night alcohol sales stop alcohol-fueled violence, or just destroy places like the Cross? And why do some of us get so hammered that others end up hurt or dead? King's Cross is where Sydney has let its hair down for over 50 years. The sudden restriction on alcohol sales comes with more police to enforce the new laws.
Okay guys, welcome to the shift. I just want to go through a few things with you at the start. To just remember the lockouts at 1:30. Try and encourage the security to tell the patrons if they're in a line, if they're not going to get into the premises, then to tell the patrons to move off somewhere else. Good, thank you. How are you?
Sergeant Perry Hayes has been on the beat in King's Cross for 20 years.
Years ago, I think there used to be somewhat of a culture up here where certain things were tolerated, and the police have now taken, in my opinion, a tougher stance on even minor things of urinating in the street fighting, the quarrelsome behaviour. Police are now taking a much stronger approach to it than what was happening 20 years ago.
Take this. Thank you.
Free drinking is always custom. Otherwise, you're going to end up spending too much out.
No one wants to spend like $300-400 a night, which we've all done once upon a time.
We might as well be drinking harder now, because time is fucking less.
They can purely say it against you.
In King's Cross, there is very much a spoken and unspoken permissiveness for bad behaviour. The sexual associations with our neighbourhood, the history of alcohol and violence mean that people very much feel that when they are here, they can get away with bad behaviour, and tying that in with the Aussie culture of going out and getting drunk, okay, lights going down, and getting into a fight. What better place to do that than King's Cross?
Something needed to happen. Something needed to happen because at the time when the lockout got put in, people were getting king hit every weekend all over Sydney.
There were so many king hits simply because the media put it out so much.
It gets violent out there, man.
If somebody throws first punch, knocks him straight to the ground, that is a king hit. That is purely coward punch.
But whether or not it was the right idea to put a lockout in, it's a blanket law, which means pretty much that it's tarnished us all with the same brush.
They just need to realise that we can all just get along.
Where's the aggression coming from in Australia?
Steroids, I'm telling you, steroids, man.
Youth worker Matt Knopfs grew up in the Cross. 50 years ago, his grandfather, Reverend Ted Knopfs, founded the Wayside Chapel as a refuge for the troubled and disenfranchised.
There have been these instances in King's Cross where these young men have died in horrible circumstances that no one ever wants to see again. But I think that we shouldn't conflate the alcohol epidemic with King's Cross. What we have is a cultural problem with drinking. It's something that most of us share as young people and then as we get older. But I think to say that it's King's Cross problem isn't going to fix it. What the government should be doing and what we should be doing as a culture is looking at Australia as a whole and saying, where are we going wrong and how can we drink appropriately and responsibly so we all enjoy it?
Until 7 weeks ago, King's Cross was a 24/7 party zone. Now, alcohol cannot be sold in street outlets after 10 p.m. Clubs have to lock their doors to new patrons at 1:30 a.m. and serve last drinks by 3 a.m. The new laws shape everyone's night out in the Cross.
Am I beautiful?
I know. It's not worth it. Hi, my name's Lauren. I live in Sydney in the Northern Beaches. And this is my friend Jenny. Yeah. This is my friend Anna. Yeah. And this is my friend Rihanna. So typical Saturday night, we can just actually get ready and have a few drinks and go out. I mean, we don't obviously like drink a whole bottle of vodka before we go out, but I mean. We of course we do it now because of the new lockout laws.
When you're restricted to do something,
you want to do it more. Teapot well bar, and then.
Our society is permeated by alcohol consumption and by violence, and they feed off each other and they create greater and greater and greater harms.
Associate Professor Peter Miller was once a bouncer. He's behind a 5-year study examining how reduced pub and club opening hours changed drinking in Geelong and Newcastle.
What we found is a really significant culture shift. So the biggest predictor of harm was around pre-drinking, drinking before you go out. In Newcastle, that was declining. People were going out earlier in Newcastle. They weren't preloading on cheap grog from supermarkets. And this is the big difference between what's happening now and what was happening 20 years ago, is that there's a huge difference in the affordability of alcohol from supermarkets and bottle shops, or big bottle shops.
Ready to rock and roll?
It's where everyone goes to party. It's like you wouldn't say, hey girls, let's all go to Opera Bar for a big night. You start then everyone...
You always end up across.
Yeah.
What's everyone's drink preference? Wet pussy, please.
What's the occasion, ladies?
Girls' night out.
Well, the situation with the lockouts and the 3 a.m. closes, it's created a very large downturn in business. So the actual visitation of King's Cross has probably dropped by 50%. There was no consultations. It came through very quickly, and the businesses didn't have any time to adjust their business models. And obviously it's in a particular zone. So quite simply, people just stay outside the designated zone. No one wants to see serious assaults happen. No one, full stop. Yeah. So I think everyone's on the same page there. Merely I'm saying that there needs to be a balance between safety and business. In Newcastle, the only thing I know about Newcastle is there were a lot of business failures after the lockouts came in and the restrictions came in.
There were really two.
Well,
they were sort of related to it.
And I do know that there were businesses there that when the lockouts came in, with people were leaving other businesses earlier to get into venues, so that they felt the effects too, and they had business drops as well.
Sure, and they changed their business model and succeeded. So terminology is really important. There are two measures in place. There's a lockout and restricted trading hours. Can't serve alcohol after 3 a.m. The evidence very clearly points to the effectiveness of stopping alcohol trading after 3 a.m. The evidence doesn't point to lockouts. As we know from trials where trading hours have gone longer, we've seen greater harms. When they've been brought back, we've seen less harms.
I offended
too, okay?
Well, bar is legitimately a good place to start because
Yeah.
it's in a good area. You get in very quickly, and they're very cheap drinks. I think they're $4 each, 100% of the time.
Also, I do sort of demand we go to Butterbing because it's your birthday.
Is that your present to
We
me?
do, yeah, we do need that. Yeah.
I fully appreciate that.
Yeah, so today just having celebration for my 21st because, well, why not? Oh no, I've never been out in the cross before.
Here's to Nick, here's True Blue.
Down, 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 down.
Why are we waiting?
What did I drink?
Everything. At this stage, we're 21. Like, we're old enough to regulate our own drinking.
I'm not a huge drinker anymore. In fact, I'm drinking cordial with my vodka this evening.
He's the best part, Andrew.
Come on, down, down, down.
Rob, I think you really need to slow down, but I mean, it's Nick's birthday and you're drunker than he is, so that's probably a good sign to slow down.
Fucking 11.
We actually walk up the stairs. I have never seen Robert this drunk in my life. He's like falling over. He's not gonna get in.
Rob has drunken more than I've possibly ever seen him before. He has had a lot in a short period of time, and I'm not sure whether he's going to get in.
That is a disgrace. My God.
That's it. Get all out.
And then I guess it's just us two afterwards.
No idea.
Neither do I. But yeah, I guess now just have to find out what it is. Thank y'all.
Following in his grandfather's footsteps, Matt founded Street University to help young drinkers and drug users.
You know, I spent a lot of my 20s, you know, binge drinking, just, you know, drinking to get drunk. I think that's what, you know, it's what I feel like doing, it's what my friends did. I think it's important not to judge that. Yeah. So let's talk about alcohol then. How many drinks is a normal amount to drink in a night?
I'd buy a goon bag, which was like $10, $12. That's 4 litres of alcohol. Yeah. I'd drink all that on the train on the way here. Then I'd get here, probably go to the bottle shop and buy another bottle. Then I'd go inside and have 3, 4 beers. Then I'd go do something else and then come back, 3, 4 beers. And that would go on to about 1:30, look at the time and I go, shit, I've missed my last train. I don't want to go on an uncomfortable bus for an hour back home. So I'll just drink more till 5 a.m.
Personally, if we talk pre-drinks before coming in, about a case. When you're out, I'd say minimum would be like 10. And then it just keeps going.
Okay, honestly, have you felt that you've wanted to go out and have a fight?
I would have to say yes. Honestly, I would have to say yes. There's been times.
So girls actually have this feeling as well.
I started drinking when I was 13, started clubbing when I was 14, 15. At that stage, like I was, you know, feeling angry, you know, if somebody ticked you off or whatnot, I'd be angry. I'd be like, I need a drink. Go out, start drinking. You get violent, you get angry, and it's like one wrong look, one wrong move, shoulder budge, anything sets you off.
All right, well, guys, thanks for talking so candidly.
Yeah, buddy!
Just about. Yeah. Let's see a wingman for sure. You're gonna pass this rotation, guys? Sorry, guys.
Southwest Kings on the side of the streets. We'll give you a little, you know, just a little teaser. Southwest Kings. Yeah, we're coming through, hungry for the game, I'ma make it rain. You don't know the pain of the main man, nailed to a tree, so my life is free. Now I do what I want, I'ma roll another one. Number one is my place, I can see it in your face. And we got some fans.
Yeah, look at that, they're kicking it with us, huh?
I'm a DJ, I like to party all night, you know what I mean? One day I'll be famous. They'll be screaming my name club to club.
I'm a rapper from the Southwest Kings and we're coming, so watch out. and we got a performance tonight. We're gonna kill it.
When we were younger, we used to be like, oh, I just go see the cross, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's happening there? Everyone talks about it, all my older cousins, you know? So one day we just came down here, you know, chilling. We're like, fuck, how are we gonna get in? This random strip club guy comes up to me and goes, oh, you just wanna come in? I go, yeah, sure thing. He didn't ask for ID, nothing. So I went to the strip club and I got drunk. 16 years old in the strip club, drunk.
Underage, shake their hands and walk straight in, huh?
I'll tell you one thing, man, weed and alcohol brings your confidence straight to the top.
Yeah, we pre-drink, we come here.
We want to be drunk already.
We're just crazy, we're crazy in the car, we're crazy like when we start drinking, and then we come here and we just lose it.
But we always keep it safe, designated driver first. I don't drink alcohol personally, so I'm always sober, I'm always a driver, I'm always happy.
It's more drugs that affect the fights and that. It's not the alcohol, honestly.
Pop, pop, pass, lift up my glass. You know I love it when you do it with class.
No.
That's like one of our songs.
Close your eyes, motherfucker. We on the rise, motherfucker. I can see through your lies, motherfucker.
Southwest, respect the king, all the drama, da-da-da-da.
Close your eyes, motherfucker. We on the rise, motherfucker. I can see through your lies, motherfucker.
Southwest, respect the king, all the drama, da-da-da-da.
There's no fucking up. It's the lyrics and spit.
King's Cross is a place to party. Me and my boys will never start dramas here.
We've had some dramas here, but we've never started them.
Something happens, let it go. Just come in here for a few shots and we're gonna hit Sin City.
Australia has always had an unhealthy culture of drinking alcohol to some level, and I think that needed to change. We've had some serious injuries. We see it all the time. We have to ring parents up at 3 o'clock in the morning for them to come in to see their kid laying in hospital with a busted jaw. They've had a schooner glass thrown in their face. It needed to change. Something needed to give.
Nothing compares to the Cross in terms of Australian nightlife.
Like all of Western Sydney, you're not going to cop this. This is the closest thing you're getting to Europe.
I've been clean knocked out in the Cross, not clean out. I was definitely lucky. I landed on stairs, not concrete.
If someone's bigger than me and they're shaping up, like hands down, you're going to throw the first punch. It's the old saying goes, it's either me or them.
The new laws are meant to stop fights, but they don't apply everywhere. Areas outside the Cross are exempt, and local business owners are hurting.
Well, I think the lockouts are a knee-jerk reaction. I think with the 3 strikes, plus all the other restrictions, the 2 RSA marshals, your CCTV, and the way that we have to manage our premises is enough. The lockout's taken it to a whole new level, and I honestly just think it's going to be it's a nightmare, and a lot of venues are going to go broke.
It's nearly 10 p.m. when local bottle shops must close. The rush is on.
I try to be really involved in the local community, and I know a lot of local business owners, and a lot of them have negative things to say. They feel that it's not actually solving the issues. It's just basically redistributing the issues to other neighbourhoods. They feel pretty hard done by.
See you soon, bye. Well, this is not about targeting licensed premises. This is actually about reducing alcohol-fuelled violence, and there has obviously been very great concern from the community, and hence the stronger legislative measures. Policing is part of that, and we're working with those agencies to make the community safer.
Look, if you have 1,000 people going out one week, and the following week you have 500 people going out, and the assaults go down 50%, the assault rate has not gone down. The numbers have gone down.
The promise of the Cross is a wild night out, but partygoers also expect the police to look after them.
Thomas Kelly, people like that, it's awful, but it's not everyone. They don't get the penalties they deserve. They don't get the penalties. Exactly.
Nicholas's 21st is now all about Rob. After his extreme preloading, he may be too drunk to get into a club.
How many drinks have you had tonight?
2 or 3.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Yeah, look, man, I need you to freshen up. At the moment, I think you've had a bit to drink, alright?
Yep. Do you want me to step out? Yep. I'll step out, man.
Okay, well, just...
Too many drinks.
Who's surprised? Not me.
And I think our next choice is going to be Bada Bing. Hopefully we can get in there.
We're going in. Bada Bing. What's this?
Bada Bing.
I don't know where that is, but we're going there.
Looks like we're gonna keep walking. Hey, it's NBO.
Good. We're playing Sin City. Okay,
Yeah.
well, good luck.
Thanks.
I think we're coming in to see you.
Yeah?
Awesome.
Sweet.
So we're
Sounds
going to
good.
be your cheer squad. So
Sweet. Yeah.
And good luck. We'll see you later.
Thanks.
Yeah, cool.
And so the kind of things that would have helped me learn how to drink in my 20s is role models, regulation of the industry, that they couldn't just put out a drink that so clearly looked like a soft drink. You know, they're clearly marketing towards young people. Because no one's saying we shouldn't drink. All we're saying is, how can we learn to drink better?
Sucker. What the police are going to do, okay, because you're not in a condition to look after yourself at the moment, they're going to take you down to what we call Sobering Up Centre, which is down in the city, and you'll sleep it off there. And then once you're sober enough, they'll let you go from there. Got his pants on inside out. So he was the first casualty for the night. So he said he was drinking prior to coming up here. He's come up here. He's now got too intoxicated. He's not able now to look after himself. So the Sobering Up Centre is a new initiative, and it's working basically to accommodate people when they're in need of protection, basically, because they've had too much to drink.
We're over there. Nick is enjoying his first lap dance as a 21st-year-old that we purchased for him.
$100, but we paid it. Rob's pretty drunk and he's bought another drink, so we're a bit iffy on that.
Have a good night. Happy birthday, Nick. Thank you. You're a man now. What exactly happened in there, Nick?
I think you can work it out. One of us had clothes on and danced, the other one didn't exactly have clothes on.
10 minutes? I can't wait to get behind these decks, bro.
Wait, we got a performance later on in here, so
How
many drinks you had now? How you feel?
Lost count.
No more drinks, I gotta drive home. You know what I mean? DJ, you be driving home or what?
Yeah, we got our fan base. I'm ready to tear up the stage. Yeah, I'll go on.
Midnights is the time in which significant intoxication, heavy intoxication, and alcohol-related harms start to increase significantly. You see 20% increase in all alcohol-related harms every hour after midnight.
I have to drink a lot in the beginning because I know later on there's not going to be drinks, and sometimes it gets out of hand.
Some of the people who come to these environments are already heavily predisposed to risky and violent behaviour. Then you add more alcohol to them and put them all in the same area, and you create opportunities for conflict.
We've had a few fights here. As I punched him, I saw his eyes roll back, and straight away I got scared, you know. Luckily, you know, the guy woke up, he just stood back up.
In the cross, the groups of men that you find are ones that will try and touch you, are just not nice. It's not the fact that someone's walked up to me and tried to put their hand under my skirt. It's what they're doing. They will walk behind you. They will whisper things. They'll say things. it's a lot more terrifying.
Yo, what's up, Sin City? How we doing? How we doing, baby? You know we got the Southwest Kings in the building. I hope everybody's having a good night tonight, because we know we are. Yeah. Shout out SOK. Yo, beauty on the way from the little lane. Stop the war, fight a battle. Let's unravel the mystery. Be fast, I'm winning this. Your career's a joke. I left some blow smoke when the booty too cold. You just gotta do it. Now it's time to back, and you just blew it. Shout out to tell me up. Running amok, no giving a single fuck. My respect to soldier rap on set every motherfucking city. Not when I make a video. Just remember, we gotta stay tight. Come together and fight for our name of pride. No need to hide. You know what I wanna do, roll up and hit the hook, and it's true, and the truth is, I'm so fucked up. You, Sin City, have a good night.
I don't think Australia ever learned how to drink in a sense. I was in Germany 2 years ago, and they told me how Australians have a bad reputation because we go to Oktoberfest and start fights there too.
Since 2012, King's Cross venues allowing drunks on their premises can cop big fines and lose their licences. The bouncers have to be ruthless, and Rob has just been busted again.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything, man. Apparently, I'm way too drunk for this club, despite the fact that I am about twice as intelligent as any of these bouncers at all. Just saying. Wait, don't come out here.
All right, you're relaxed. I'm going to stay out with you if you come kicked out. My feet hurt.
Sam's feet hurts. She's getting escorted to wherever we go, and Rob got kicked out of Sin City, so we're now moving on, so we're not leaving him behind. So we're grateful for this.
Happy birthday to you.
There's about 70,000 alcohol-related assaults a year. 24,000 kids are abused because of alcohol every year. We see huge loads on all of our emergency departments and other emergency services.
Perhaps it's the new laws, more police on the streets, or just good luck. But St Vincent's Hospital Emergency is having its quietest night for months. The peace is soon broken by a case of epic drinking.
For some reason, there's been a trigger. Is it the alcohol level? I don't really know. And he's become aggressive and very, very violent.
You fucking hurt me, you dog! I'm gonna kill you, stop it! Stop it, you motherfucker! Stop!
We are the hospital on call for the Cross. We will just take the patients as they come.
I'll smash you, dog! I'll smash you!
When there was simple fights that used to occur, when one person looked like that they had won the fight would stop. What we're seeing now is I think the fight continues and people, they're on the ground and the assailants are still kicking into people, bashing into people, and that's what I think has really changed. So in the old days, people used to fight, there was a winner, there was a loser. Today, it's not like that at all. And that is a police nightmare, it's an ambulance nightmare, and it's a hospital's nightmare. I'm staggered at the degree of some of the blood alcohols. You know, we're not talking about 0.15, we're talking about 0.22, 0.25, 0.28 blood alcohol content, and that is grossly excessive. He is now in a safe environment. He has been sedated, but the resources that have been used in a case like this are just tremendous. from the police, from our security department, and from the members of the people that are here working in the A&E department.
Like, if you ask any of these people, the way they see it, that sort of atmosphere, you need to be on drugs. And it's a lot cheaper. If you're taking drugs in there, what's 40 bucks? 80 bucks get you a full night out without having to pay for any drinks, which is what, $10 a drink.
The issue of drugs in nighttime environments has been around for a very long time and will continue to be. We went out and we tested it across Australia and in King's Cross, including Geelong and Sydney. And what we found was between 20% and 40% of people out of nighttime economies are using drugs.
The only drug I can see that people are getting angry would be steroids.
It's a big thing in Sydney to be muscular. It's a known thing with steroids that you can't drink alcohol, a well-known sort of no-no.
People who use drugs are more likely to get into fights and end up in emergency departments than people who don't. However, that proportion is still quite small when you compare it to the issues associated with pre-drinking and simply getting very drunk. So even though there's a substantial problem with it, it's not the big cause. We need to be clear that we need to deal with both of them. And alcohol is still the key driver, the overwhelming driver.
I just want to dance. I'm waiting for the DJ to play my song, 'cause it's been too long. Wanna dance. Turn the music up, gotta feel it now. Turn the bass up loud tonight. Gotta feel it now. Turn the bass up loud tonight. Put your hands up. I wanna dance all night tonight. I'm liberated 'cause I left my bed.
Certainly it's the end of the night. Got some food, so everyone's going to be happy. Yeah, just only like a half-hour trip home, and then we can all get some much-needed sleep.
It's been fun, but it's bedtime. I worked at 7 a.m, so I'm ready for bed.
Wait, what are you getting fucking lost, mate? Wait, what are you getting lost? Wait.
Mate, you're the one without the lights.
No, they're following us. It's all good, bro. It's all good. Let's do
Rob.
I'm not fucking acting. My feet fucking hurt. What do you fucking expect?
Rob.
Seriously, don't have a go at people you don't know about.
Sandra, shush.
After 5 hours of drinking and partying, Nicholas's 21st wraps up. 10 minutes before lockout.
When I go out as a young male in Sydney, I realise there's risks of altercations, conflict, anything like that, and that's just something you're aware of when you come out. It's a risk. I actually got king hit in Coogee and knocked out cold. Now, still to this day, I don't know why it was done or who did it. My predictions were that it was probably some idiot dared by his mates to go over and do it. I remember someone coming at me, next minute I'm looking at the roof. It is an absolute tragedy what's happened to people who have died or been injured as a result of these king hit punches, but not everyone here is responsible for that. Not everyone here has done that. It's been a few idiots. To be locking the clubs at 1:30 and then at 3 o'clock, the club you've been told to stay at, almost like a daycare, they're going to go, no, you have to go home now. It's kind of almost like we're being babysitted.
Still got 1 minute. That's it. That's it.
At exactly 1:30 a.m, the lockout is enforced.
The 1:30 lockout is bullshit, okay? It sucks penis.
Get rid of the lockout.
Fuck the curfew.
The lockout is bullshit. They've actually said, we can't go in.
F the lockout laws. F the lockout laws.
What do you want to do? You want to go to Piermont? Casino's open. There goes my pay for the week. Might as well get a taxi.
People come in here already pre-fueling from somewhere else. Why are you blaming the cross? They're going to the casinos, they're drunk, intoxicated. How come they haven't got lockouts at the casinos?
We're going to go to Piermont now and see how that goes. Now, from what I understand, I haven't been there yet, But because of this lockout, everyone's going there in droves.
The lockout's shifting the problem. That's all that they're doing, is actually shifting the problems to other areas. Okay? What they should have done, in my view, if you want to do this lockout, do it across the state. One hit, to show that we mean business. It is about intoxication. It is about the king hits. It is about violence. They've got to be tough on alcohol violence. Okay? The only way they can do this is by zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance is essentially intensive policing and acting very quickly on people being intoxicated, giving them fines or locking them up. Obviously, locking them up is expensive and resource intensive. We know that the fines work. However, it comes back to how much does the community want to pay for a lot of police to swamp a street so that pubs can make a lot more money and people can get drunk after 3 a.m. Shutting the pubs earlier doesn't cost the community anything.
So this laneway is usually quite exciting. There's usually stuff happening, going on. I can't even tell you what I've seen out here. I've seen everything. There's people racking up, taking drugs off our bin lids. There's people having sex. There's fights. As you can see, it's completely dead. Where have all the people that usually sit right here underneath my windowsill, where have they all gone?
I just want to drink until I can't drink anymore. It's a good night.
It's 2 a.m, so the lockouts are now in effect. No people can go inside any of the licensed premises in the Sydney Precinct. If people go out to have a cigarette, go out to get some money out of the ATM, they're not allowed back in. It's simple as that.
The new laws don't just restrict drinking hours. One-punch assaults causing death in New South Wales now carry a mandatory minimum sentence of 8 years.
When we're talking about one-punch laws, we're talking about the wrong thing. We need to be talking about alcohol-related violence. That's the key here. Whether somebody gets hit once, twice, 4 times, kicked when they're down, the point is it's alcohol-related violence. When people are intoxicated, they're not thinking about the consequences of what they're doing. They're not cognitively aware of what's going to happen, and therefore the things like mandatory sentencing simply don't work in that case.
Locked out revellers flood the streets, but the trains have already stopped. It's a recipe for spontaneous violence. To move people on quickly, police are trialling a new taxi rank.
So what's happened is we've witnessed being harassed. We've been in 3 brawls? Yeah. We were all 4 of us were pushed over. I've had drinks all before 1:30, mind you. I've had about 8 drinks poured on me. At the moment, we're in a quieter area.
We're supposedly in a taxi area, but
yeah, if we walked up about 100 metres, we would probably be harassed. We're going to try and go home because there's nothing else to do. So, look, that's it. The night's over. The night was over about an hour and a half ago. What's the point of even going out?
How many of you are? You fucking future dogs? How many of you are? Yeah, how many? How many? Fucking maggot! Fucking future! People come here!
I've said get in the queue, and when you get to the front of the queue...
I have nothing to do with it. I want us to go home. Yeah, because I wanted to go home an hour ago.
They're indicating that the taxis won't take them because they live in a bad area. Have they come to the front of the rank? indicate, I've spoken to the taxi security people that said that you weren't in the rank.
We're all going to jump in a taxi and go home.
How can they know when they're
Because they stood there all night and they're sober.
We're waiting for him.
Yeah, but we're waiting for him to go home.
We want him to come home with us.
He was issued with a move along direction, and he's saying that he's been waiting here for a taxi, which is not true. I'm not arguing with you guys anymore. Move away from me. I'm not arguing. You are arguing. You haven't stopped arguing. Move away. Okay? Go. Move away from here.
We're trying to get home.
Move away. Failure to comply with this move along direction, you will be dealt with. Go. A move along direction from the area is not 10 metres down the road. One of you, I'll tell you something, one of you is going to be arrested. There'll be no doubt because you're all failing to comply with the directions. Go now.
So what's happening with my mate?
One of you will be arrested. I'm telling you. You pick. Your friend's already locked up. Go. Go. Go.
Please.
Go.
I just want to talk. Officer, I just want to talk.
You've been told. Stand here. No, grab your ID. Stand here. Stand here. Yep. Mark, can you go? No, you'll be the next. Go.
All he has is my phone.
Go.
I just want to grab my phone.
You too?
Grab it.
All I have is my fucking phone.
No, please.
You can
Please. No, please. I'm just saying, please.
I told you. Stand there. How many times do we have to tell you to go?
I've done nothing wrong.
I told you to leave and you didn't leave.
Just let me talk to you.
They've been given a move along direction because they're causing trouble in the area and they were given ample opportunity to leave and continue to argue.
Shut the fuck up!
Continue to be quarrelsome and disorderly, and therefore they've been arrested. They're going to be issued with a infringement notice, a ticket, a fine for failing to comply with the move along direction, and they'll be going down to the sobering up centre and they'll be kept there for up to 4 hours. When they sober up, they'll be then let go to go home.
Music is definitely the #1 thing why we go out.
A couple of people have ruined it for everybody.
The first two King hits that caused people to think about the lockouts were 9 PM and 10 PM. Lockouts would have done nothing to stop that. It kills the nightlife, which is what everyone is going there for.
There's a lot of people who say these deaths happened earlier in the night, lockouts and trading restrictions wouldn't have made a difference. The point is, they were ultimately alcohol-related assaults that ended in death. How do you reduce alcohol-related assaults? Well, the evidence is clear on that. You reduce the trading hours, and it reduces it throughout the night. Can we guarantee that we will stop every incident? Of course not. We're talking about 30 to 50% reductions though. So there's an awful lot of cases that aren't turning up at the emergency departments, and there's kids who aren't getting brain damage and dying.
It's not yet 3 a.m, but the Cross is emptying out. Venues don't have to close, but if they can't sell alcohol, there's no point staying open and paying staff.
I'm Southwest Kings, babe. I'm a DJ, bro.
They suck shit. They suck shit.
See, we had fun, we stayed out of trouble. It's a bit disappointing because look, I just came out of a club and I'm excited to go to another one, but with the restrictions, I can't.
Take care. Stay out of trouble, huh? See you, boy. Next week, Sin City, we know we're gonna be partying up in the group. Who the fuck is this?
I love you.
Shout out Rest. Shout out Rep. Yeah, now it's time to be careful, so I think we're gonna start heading down. You have people like him around. You know?
What's up, what's up? Come on, man. Come on.
Touching homeless people all day.
Nah, I haven't been touching homeless.
No, I'm saying I have.
Just say hello to the camera.
I'll put $10 on him having a flight anytime soon, if I'm not there.
Okay, so you can put it on.
You can put it on.
You have to wear it, but. Fucking not.
Yeah, are you gonna rep SWK?
Come on, man.
Listen, this documentary.
We need a shirt back.
Fuck this shirt.
Nah, come on, bro.
Hey, listen, this documentary.
Alright, bro. This is my shirt now.
Nah.
Why not? You give me the shirt, I take the shirt.
Nah.
I wasn't give it.
We gotta come out work.
He's gonna roll me or something.
Nah. We're gonna roll you for our own shirt.
Nah.
You telling me how trouble starts? That's how it starts, man. One motherfucker just doesn't want to give a shirt back. Just give us the shirt back and we'll go.
Oh, this is your mate.
Can we take the shirt back, bro?
Can you get him to take the shirt off, please, and give it back to us? It's our shirt.
It's our shirt, bro.
I'll take it off, bro. It's not their shirt, man. It's my shirt, bro.
See, we're trying to be nice. Yeah.
Sorry about that, bro. His friend comes in to save the day.
Thanks.
As usual. You always got to have that nice friend with you.
Saturday night's over, it's 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and normally these taxis would be busy and flat out. I mean, at the moment they haven't got a fare, they've got nowhere to go. This shows you how much King's Cross has been killed by these new laws. People are not, there's not even people out there getting into the cabs to go home. I don't know, I mean, if the government wanted to legislate for a recession, well done. That's all.
It's 3:30 in the morning, the lockouts are over, pubs are shut or they've stopped service, and as we can see, there's still a little bit of life here, but people are generally filtering out and going away. This is working in terms of reducing harms.
King's Cross is deserted. But across town near the casino, it's late night business as usual.
Oh yeah, sweet. Well, we've ended up here in the Piermont Bridge Hotel. I mean, the joint's tacky, it's old. We've gone upstairs, the bar's tight, and it's hard to get a drink, and we're pretty much going to call it a night. Seriously, we come out for a good night, and I suppose it died off in the Cross. We're having fun there. The music we liked was there, and then they've shut it out. We're out, so...
Yeah, that's where we want to be, in the Cross, the place. Like, that's where all our friends were going to go in the first place, and that's where we're all going to meet. And obviously, we've been locked down, been forced to come down to Piermont Bridge Hotel, and it's not where we want to be at all. See you guys.
So the time is now 20 to 5. 7 weeks ago, prior to lockout laws, this street still would have been thriving, full of people, pumping, falling out of the nightclubs. Now, the street's relatively empty, the streets are clean.
So the way that I see culture changing within the country is almost a triad of, between, the alcohol industry at the top being regulated by government down here. And in the alcohol industry, you've got, the manufacturers and the retailers of alcohol. Then you have the government. And the third part of the triad is self-responsibility. And that's just one part of it. To say that it's only up to the individual, I think, is to leave out two significant parts. And if we can focus on that triad, that's when culture changes.
The alcohol educations that are out there are completely ineffective. And the example we see is that if we adopted the ones like we saw in smoking, really hard-hitting, in your face all the time, they are likely to be effective. But the ones that have been tried around the world have not been based on that effective model. If we start to put real labels and tell people about all of the harms associated with alcohol, if we put out the campaigns, the education campaigns, look, the smoking evidence suggests that had an impact.
Hello?
Hello.
Why do I said right here?
We don't want violence. The bottom line, from venues to the public, to security companies, to the police, to the government, to the councils, nobody wants violence. We're all fighting for the same thing. Unfortunately, everyone's fighting in a different direction.
With the new laws, street cleaning kicks off 90 minutes earlier. And well before dawn, King's Cross is nice and shiny again. But just a few streets away, The police still have their hands full.
We don't know what she's taken at this time, so we need to make sure that she's okay. And we've tried to get her an ambulance, which is probably the most dignified way to help her. She hasn't committed a criminal offence. All that will happen is she'll be put down there until she sobers up.
The police suspect the young woman's drink was spiked.
Alcohol and violence permeate our society. We need a national strategy that tries to look at reducing violence right across the board. These things don't happen in isolation. A kid who grows up being abused by his father, with a violent father who hits them, are twice as likely to end up perpetrating an assault in a bar. The mum who drinks too much is seriously endangering their unborn fetus to fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. So if we're not thinking about those kids and protecting them, we're simply creating the next generation of perpetrators, and some of them are really sad stories. These are really important drivers, part of which alcohol plays a major role in. When we're talking about violence, when we're talking about this, we need a much bigger strategy to try to reduce it right across the board.
There's people everywhere.
He's gonna get himself in shit. Watch this. This is gonna be.
What the hell is he doing, bro? There you go.
What's up, what's up?
Well, I think I have to get him. I'll be back.
No.
Where are your friends?
My friend's right there. Look,
the
cameraman's right there.
Yeah, he's
Look. I told you.
Yeah. I know.
Who's driving?
Who's driving?
Yeah, Ivan's driving.
I'm driving.
You're the only one driving?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You can take him at home for us because
Yeah.
he's a little bit drunk.
No worries.
I told you.
Have a good night.
I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Can I shake your hand?
No, just say thank you.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
You, ladies. Thank you,
My
ladies.
bad. I'm out. Peace out. All day, every day, baby.
This place used to be packed, man. Soho
Yeah,
used to
man.
go off.
So early, man.
That's what the cross is about, like just cranking all the way till the morning, you know?
100%.
And now it's gone. There's no one. You can't see anyone at this time. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, this is the first time seeing this.
The girls' night out ends early, and the lockout cops the blame.
People will go to the streets in their group and they will drink on the streets and they will take drugs on the streets, and that's where the violence comes from.
Nicholas's first visit to the cross was a traditional initiation into manhood, and Rob's rough night is par for the course.
I like to express myself through the excessive consumption of alcohol. Under the influence of alcohol, I feel as if you do some of the things that you really want to do while sober, but you don't have the guts to do.
The Blue Mountain Boys partied hard until closing. Callum wanted more, so he's left for the suburbs.
The lockout refrains us from going anywhere, pretty much. Like at the end of the day, bruh, we all have a puff on some Mary Jane, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Smoke a few doobs and then just go to bed.
We can change the culture around alcohol. We have great models from drink driving and from smoking. What you do is you put in place serious laws. You send a very clear message that the government doesn't accept this situation anymore. And then you put in strong education campaigns that make people aware of the real harms and remind them constantly. You also put in place other disincentives and you stop promoting the products. You've got to stop saying alcohol makes you sexy, alcohol is cool. We've got to stop that. We've also got to seriously address our culture of violence as well.
This is my neighbourhood. I know that is a very strange concept for a lot of people in Australia. A lot of people in Australia only have a very one-sided, I guess, perspective of what King's Cross is. But this is literally where I am raising 3 beautiful children. This is the heart of the cross.
I think it'll be very interesting to see the impact of these lockouts. A lot of the business owners are telling me that it's going to kill the cross. You know, I think we're going to have to suck and see.
Chaos in the streets, shout out to the beats.
If you switch over to ABC2 right now, I'm hosting a live panel discussion with some of the experts and partygoers over on ABC2.
Right now on ABC2. But my A game, and you'll never ever be the same. Never be the same.